In this video, we will demonstrate how to maintain drainage features. When cleaning or repairing drainage dips, side ditches, or water bars, the most common tools you might use are a shovel, a McLeod, and a Picmatic. However, you may also use a garden hoe and a Pulaski, saw, or loppers to clear out roots or branches in the outflow drain. The first step in maintaining drains on your section of trail is identifying where the drains are, as not all of them are readily apparent. When identifying where a drain is, some are obvious because they are water bars made of rock or wood. Other drains, however, may be just soil drainage dips that are less perceptible as you walk or ride over them. Drains will often be angled across the trail. That is, they are not directly perpendicular or parallel to the trail tread. Drains, even ones without rock or wood bar, will often have a low depression point just in front of the angled high point. This low point will be on the uphill side to catch water and divert it off to the downhill side of the trail. Additionally, drains will mostly be located above, below, or in the middle of a section of trail tread that climbs up a hill. Lastly, to help identify a drain or where a drain should be, you can look up the trail, and if you see a gully or ruts in the tread, trace those ruts back to where they start and finish and look for drainage spots along that route. Once you have identified a drain, it's time to identify the repairs needed. First, make sure the drain on the trail tread is not full of debris like loose rocks and leaf litter or sticks. Then inspect the outflow to the drain, which essentially is the portion of the drain that continues off the edge of the trail tread. This outflow should not be blocked by debris in the drain or by hanging branches or exposed roots of surrounding vegetation. Any buildup or blockages should be removed. Once all loose rocks, leaf litter, woody material, and other debris is removed, you can further repair the drain by reshaping it. Soil will inevitably wash downhill and be deposited in the drain or perhaps in the outflow drainage ditch. This loose soil, without including any bigger rocks or organic matter, can be used to reshape the drain so it's back to full operation. Begin by dragging any loose soil from the outflow drain back up onto the trail and combine it with any deposited loose soil in the drain itself. Using all of this loose soil, we will be able to rebuild the berm of the drain, while also lowering the drainage itself so that water is encouraged to run off of the trail tread. Now that you have combined your loose soil, you can begin to build the berm of the drain. This could mean covering up rock or wood that is present, or just rebuilding the soil berm. In either case, you want to ensure that your drain's berm is not so much a wall, but instead a mellow ramp. If a hiker is walking the trail, ideally there should be no risk of tripping on an exposed bar. Instead, they should gradually ascend up a ramp and dip back down into the drain itself, barely even aware they are passing through a drain. By maintaining a drain in this manner, it is less intrusive on the trail user and will actually be a more sustainable drainage feature than simply having a ditch or bar across the trail. If you need more soil, or if the drain is not sufficiently low enough, you can also reshape the drain itself. To do this, you can drag soil from up the trail down onto the berm of the drainage feature. Start by laying a Picmatic handle parallel to the edge of the trail on the downhill side of the trail tread. Measure about 1 Picmatic lengths up from the berm and begin loosening soil there. Work your way across the trail tread, loosening soil with the Pickmatic. At times, a McLeod may be usable if the soil is not super rock or very compact. However, usually a Pickmatic is better for loosening soil. After you have loosened some soil, you can drag this material down over your berm. When you are dragging the soil down, your goal should be to cover the rocks or wood if there's a water bar. If there is no water bar, you can focus on building the berm and the ramp. As you go, you can always loosen the soil again and drag more of that material down. While you are building up the berm, be it of a water bar or a soil drainage dip, you are also lowering the tread in front of the berm, and together, the drain and the berm will help to sheet the water off of the trail as opposed to funneling it. You don't want to funnel water by having a narrow drain because that encourages water to pick up speed, which increases its erosive power. Continue to loosen soil as needed until the drain is lower and your berm has enough soil to be built up to encourage water to go off the trail. When you are done, if it is a water bar of timber or rock, in the ideal scenario, that timber or rock will be completely covered by soil. If your drain is a water bar and the wood is rotted out, contact OVLC staff about possibly replacing that. If a rock is loose or missing, look around the area to see if you see a rock that can plug the gap. If you have the rock, first dig a hole to set the rock and be sure it's deep enough that at least half of the rock is buried, while at the same time your rock will end up resting against the next rock in line. Burying more of the rock is fine, and ultimately you do not want more than 2 to 4 inches sticking above the level of the tread, though all rocks or wood water bars should actually be covered by the soil when you are finished. After you've set the rock, you can bury it again and then shape the drain as you need to. If you think it would be better to remove a water bar, please contact OVLC staff first before you do that. After you've shaped your drain, repaired your water bar, the last thing you need to do is make sure people do not go around the drainage itself. So check either end of the drainage feature to make sure people are not going above or below. If they are, gather loose rocks or branches and put these on either end of your drain so that people are encouraged to stay on the trail and not go around. Once you've done that, your drainage is done and your trail is protected.